Okay, so as I was stating, got two problems on this next page. 4 squares needed for each box. 8 plus 2x greater than or equal to 4, or negative 3x greater than 30. Then there's one with an absolute value down here. We had the absolute value x minus 6 greater than or equal to 1. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Okay, I see two of those symbols, so I make my table and then the number line. So on one side I go 8 plus 2x greater than or equal to 4. On the other side I go negative 3x greater than 30. Okay, solve them separately. Dot circle, that sign is not changing. We do have an 8 we have to get rid of here. So minus 8, minus 8. So 2 dot x, 4 minus 8 is negative 4. Then I'm dividing by my 2, and I have x in front of the symbol. Negative 4 divided by 2 is negative 2. Okay, then over here, wall, dot circle. That looks negative to me, so guess what happens to that sign? Switches. And I don't need to do a step in the middle. I go right for the division by negative 3. So x in front of your symbol, 30 divided by negative 3 is negative 10. Okay, so you have negative 2 and negative 10. So circle will be filled above the negative 2. It will be empty with the negative 10. That looks like it eats x. That looks like it eats a number. So they go opposite ways. And that's an OR label. So x greater than or equal to negative 2. X less than negative 10. Okay, it's an OR. Okay, guess what? An absolute value means we need the table. Now, since we have an inequality, we will be graphing after the table. Now, this isn't hard. You go x minus 6, x minus 6. And I use 1 and negative 1. There's no a, there's no k. Use the same symbol with the 1, but you flip it on the negative. Okay, you got to remember to flip it. Now you solve them, just like you are here. Wall, 1 dot circle. Well, the 1's positive, so the sign remains. Okay. We do have a middle step. We have to get rid of that negative 6. So plus 6, plus 6. 1 plus 6 is 7. 1 dot x. Okay. Then I divide by 1, and we have x in front of the symbol. 7 divided by 1 is 7. Over here, well, it's still a 1 dot x, positive 1, so the sign will stay the same. You have a middle step where you have to get rid of your minus 6, so plus negative 6. Plus 6, plus 6. 1 dot x. So negative 1 plus 6 is 5. Now I divide by 1, I have x and 5. So 5 and 7 are the two numbers. Plot them, both of them. Give yourself space even though they'd be close together. Okay, that looks like it's eating the x. That looks like it's eating the number. So that's an OR. So ORs are easy to label, you just copy them down. Just like that. Okay. Now, the next page, I make the 8 boxes, and we have 2 problems on each one. First, we have absolute value of 5x plus 2 equals 12. Then down here, we're going to have 3, absolute value x plus 2 plus 4 equals 13. Absolute value, we know we need a table, but I don't think I need the number line because it just says equals. There's not that less than greater than. So I don't make the number line. Okay, so inside you got 5x plus 2. And there's no a, there's no k, so 12 is what I'm using. 12 and negative 12, distance of 12. Then don't have to worry about the sign flipping, it's just an equals. minus 2, that's 10. Then divide by 5. 10 divided by 5 is 2. Okay, same process over here. Minus 2, this time it's negative 12 minus 2, that's negative 14. See, here you go 12 backwards 2, but you're starting now at negative 12 backwards 2. Divide by 5, and I've got x. Negative 14 divided by 5 is a decimal. Negative 2.8. Once again, we ain't using the number line because they're just equal signs. Okay, next one, another absolute value. Table right away. No number line needed though, because it's just an equal sign. But we don't know what we're going to use over here because you see, I have an a value 3 times, and I've got a k value of plus 4. We need to get rid of those. The k goes first, then the a. So minus 4 takes us to 9. I've still got my a. Do not distribute the a. You're going to miss the whole problem if you do that. You also don't minus it. It's a times. I want to get rid of the times operation, so I do the opposite, which is divide. So I have 3 absolute value x plus 2. Well, now I know it's 3. 3, negative 3. Now I do my thing. Minus 2, minus 2. 1 dot x. 3 minus 2 is 1. Divide by 1, it's 1. 1 dot x minus your 2. Now you're at negative 3 and backwards 2. That's going to be negative 5. Divide by 1, divide by 1, negative 5 it stays. Okay. So again, absolute values 12, 13, 14. You make your table. 12 you had to make a number line. 13 and 14 you didn't. 14 you had an a and a k you had to get rid of before you went to the number line. Okay, story problems. Your goal in history is to get a 90 average for your test. So far you've gotten 95, 86, and 93 on your test. Write and solve an inequality of possible scores you can get on your test to meet your goal. Goal. Greater than or equal to. The goal's 90. Okay? Now we're talking average, so I make a division line up there. I've already taken 3 tests, but I'm about to take a 4th one, so that's 4. Okay? So 95 plus 86 plus 93 plus not 90 plus x. We don't know what we're going to get. It's in the future. So I write the x down, and I'm allowed to add then the 95 to the 86 to the 93. 274. Put a parentheses around that. And that's what I line up down here. Gee, it'd be really nice if that divided by 4 wasn't there. Well, guess what? Get rid of it. So I undid the divided by 4. That means I do the opposite of divide by 4 here, which is times 4. Okay. 90 times 4 is 360, and you've got x plus 274. Now it's academic from there. Multiplier is positive 1. The sign will not change. But I do need to minus 274. 86. 1 dot x, you can divide by 1, but it's still 86. Okay, so you can get 86 or higher. Because it's eating the x, it goes above that. Okay, next one. You have 200 feet of fence to put around a rectangular garden. The width of the garden is 40 feet. Write and solve an inequality of possible lengths of the garden. You have 200 feet. We're not talking average here, so it's not a divided by. That was the last problem. If you're talking about a fence, you probably want to make a picture with the length, width variables. So how many lengths you got? 2. 2 times L, 2 times W. Well, I should know one of those. I mean, that 40, it says the width is 40. Okay, so 2 times L is 2L, 2 times 40 is 80. So you have 2L plus 80. Now solve it. Wall dot circle. Sign's not changing. We have a step in the middle where we have to minus 80. That's going to be 120. And then 2 dot L. Now divide by 2, and you have L before the symbol. 120 divided by 2 is 60. So we have 60, we circle, we fill, but it eats a number. So anything less than 60. So you really got to draw your shape there. Set your goal, set what you have. 2 times L, 2 times W. We know W is 40. So that can be written as 80, and that'd be 2L. 2L plus 80. Okay, last problem, number 17. You're cutting sheets from metal. Each sheet should be 35.25 feet long and 30.85 feet wide. The length and width must be within 0.1 of the desired size. Write inequalities that represent the range of the length and width. Range means you make your tables, okay? And there's 2 of them, the length and the width. Okay, in the middle of each one, what's my length supposed to be? Well, that's long, so 34.25. Wide, 30.85. Now we need ones to the side. This is how to orchestrate a range. So I take my 34.25, I plus and I minus. Well, what am I going to plus and minus? Well, within means that's where I'm allowed to go over and under by 0.1. So 34.25 plus 0.1, that's going to be 34.35. 34.25 minus 0.1, it's like 0.10, that's going to be 34.15. Okay, and you just connect the parts in between. You got to put a letter. You don't put 34.25. Let's put a letter. Okay, let's put L. Or you can pick whatever you want. I'll give you the credit. So 34.15, 34.35. Now when a graph looks like that, we eat the maximum, the highest number, but we will never eat the lowest number. Okay, and that's the answer. Okay, next one, we got to take our 30.85. We're going to add, and our 30.85 we're going to subtract. Well, they didn't give me a new variation. It's still 0.1 unless they tell me differently. So add 0.1, that's 30.95. Minus 0.1, that's 30.75. Okay. Okay, so we'll use W. So 30.75, 30.95. Okay. Eat the maximum, never eat the minimum. Okay. There we have it. Okay, that's the answer. These 2 things are the answers here. Not really the number line, that just helps me get it, but this and this.